सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नाम रूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धिर्दृग्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्तवेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चिता बुद्धिः। So we are seeing various details regarding Aham Brahma Jnanam. And in that, to whom this knowledge takes place? Answer was given, Chidabhasa. And will it not be Mithya Jnanam if Chidabhasa says Aham Brahma? Then it was said, no, this Aham Brahma can be seen from the Chidabhasa angle and Kutastha angle, which are, both of them are the meaning of the word Aham. And then question was raised, if Aham has got both the constituents, the Kutastha Chaitanyam and Chidabhasa, are they occurring simultaneously? Are they becoming evident simultaneously or sequentially? Answer was given simultaneously. And with this Chidabhasa, how Chidabhasa and Vritti, how the knowledge takes place, that is being explained. And by this knowledge, Ajnanam is removed. Since by knowledge Ajnanam is removed, then Ajnanam came into the picture. So Prasanga Sangati, Ajnanam came. Ajnanam removes Ajnanam. Where is this Ajnanam? So that Ajnanam is in Chaitanyam. Chaitanyam is Adhisthana Rupa Ashraya. Then Chidabhasa is Abhimani Rupa Ashraya. That was explained. And the object of that Ajnanam also is Chaitanyam. And then in 202, we saw that in the knowledge of the external object, Vritti also has a role to play. Chidabhasa also has a role to play. Vritti is removing the avaranam on the object. But even after removing the avaranam, the Vishaya is being jada. It will not reveal itself, unlike a tube light or a lamp. If lamp is covered by a pot, and if you remove the pot, lamp, if it is on, then it will shine itself. But if the object inside is a non-luminous object, then even after removing the cover, the object needs to be illumined. So Vritti will only remove the avaranam which is there on the object, secondary avaranam, that too. And this Chidabhasa illumines the object. And we talked about these two types of avaranam. One is that intrinsic avaranam because of these objects being made of this Tamapradhana Maya. And therefore it is Swataha Avruta. Because of his being the product of the Tamapradhana Maya, it is Swata Avruta. And Swata Avruta means it does not reveal anyone, it does not reveal oneself. That is called Swata Avruta. And over and above this Ajnanam which is covering this Ghatadi Avachinna Chaitanyam, that will also cover Ghatadi because they are the Avachedaka of Chaitanyam. And therefore, along with this Ghatadi Avachinna Chaitanyam, Ghatadi will be covered. And that secondary avaranam is removed by this Vritti. Primary avaranam is not really removed, but primary avaranam is dealt with by the Chidabhasa. So what Chidabhasa is doing? Chidabhasa is illumining the object. And when illumination happens, then this primary avaranam which was there, that also is gone. Primary avaranam is what? Not revealing oneself. Not revealing oneself, that type of primary avaranam is removed, is dealt with. Really speaking, don't say removed, but is dealt with, handled by the illumination taking place with the help of Chidabhasa. And that was said here, the Vritti Bhagaha, page number 114, that Vritti Bhagaha Gatadinam Avaranam Nivartayati Chidabhasa Bhagaha tu Gatadi Vishayam Prakashayati. So, Tatra Gdanam Dhyanashyet Abhasena Ghataspuret. So, that idea is given here. The Chidabhasa is illumining the object and thereby handling it primary avaranam because of being the product of Agdanam. That avaranam is handled by Chidabhasa. And the secondary avaranam which was there is removed by Vritti Bhaga. And he gave the example. Damasi mrudbhandena kenachit mrunmayam lohamayam va kinchit vastu samvrutamaste. By clay vessel, earthenware, some object, some metal object is covered. Small metal pot is covered by this big lid of clay. Clay lid has covered this metal pot. And when by danda, either a danda or we can remove also. But by danda, when this vessel, clay vessel is broken, that time the avaranam on the metal pot is removed. Still, this object will not shine by itself, because object by itself is non-luminous. And here, danda is non-luminous. That is also significance in the example. Danda is non-luminous, and therefore when it is breaking, it will not illumine the metal pot. It will do only job of what? It will do the job of the removing the avaranam on the metal pot. If somebody is breaking this metal pot with a metal flashlight, torch, then no problem. Then what will happen? Both will happen. We have to imagine very strong, good quality, strong quality torch, flashlight. With that, it also keeping on also. That also we have to say. So, with that if you break, then what will happen? The clay vessel will be broken and this metal pot also will be shining. But even if it is a torch, but it is not switch on, then what? You break it, still the metal pot will not be illuminated. So our vritti is like the stick, non-luminous stick. So vritti is like non-luminous stick. It can only remove the avaranam. It cannot illumine the object. That is what is said here. Dandadina mrudbhande avarane bhagne api. By danda etc. When the clay vessel which is the veiling factor, even though it is destroyed, if it is broken, Deepadi prakasham vina, without the light of the lamp, tad antastham vastu, the metal pot which was inside that covering that mrudbhanda, clay vessel, na prakashate, does not shine. Apitu deepadena eva prakashate. Only by the lamp etc. alone it will shine. This was Drishtanta. Similarly, Agdana vrutta gatadehe vishayasya avarane vrittya vinashite api na gatadi rupa vishaya prakasheta. So by vritti, which is like a stick, the avaranam is removed, but still vishaya, gatadi vishaya will not shine. Yataha gatadi vishaya jadaha. The object such as pot etc. is inert. Similarly, vritti also is inert. Tasyaha vishayavarana nivritti matram prayojanam. So, the prayojanam, the purpose of vritti is only removal of the Vishaya Avaranam. Natu anaya Vishaya Prakashah Jayate. By this vritti, the light of object, shining of object will not be born. Tasmat Ghatadi Vishayava Bhasakaha Vrittistha Chidabhasaha Eva. Therefore, Chidabhasa, which is obtaining in the vritti, alone is the illuminator of the object such as pot, etc. And how the knowledge is born? He said we have already talked about it. Chakshurindriya Gochara Vastu Pratyakshagdanam Purvokta Kramena Jayate. We have seen 200 Avarta, the second paragraph, Ghatadi Bhashya Padartha Dhanotpatti Krama, Purvokta Krama. And also Purvokta refers to these what has been told in the previous paragraph, also some details we have to take. So we have seen that vritti goes out and this becomes of the same shape as the object is, and then vritti remove the Ajnanam and the Chidabhasa will illumine the object. In this manner, Vastu Pratyaksha Jnanam, direct knowledge of the objects which is available, which is visible, which is available for the organ of sight, means visible object. So the direct knowledge of the object which is available to be objectified by the organs called the eyes, means visible object. So knowledge of the visible object is born in the manner described earlier. Shrotrādindriya gochara padartha pratyaksha jnanam api ithameva jayate iti vigneyam. The knowledge of pratyaksha, direct knowledge of the objects which are objectifiable by the organs such as ears, etc. Like what? Knowledge of sound, knowledge of taste, knowledge of smell, etc. Direct knowledge of smell, sound, etc. Ithameva, in this manner alone, jayate. Means the phenomenon is the same with some minor variation. In case of some objects, this antakrana will be going out. In some cases, it doesn't go out. That's all. But otherwise, other details remain the same. Jayate iti vigneyam. So we thought we have understood, but Tippanikara doesn't have trust in us. So he said, okay, aapko samjhana padega. So he explains each one of them. So much patience they have, This type of things require a lot of patience, So he says, okay, to understand how the Shabda Sakshatkara means direct knowledge of sound, how direct knowledge of touch, direct knowledge of taste, taste, then direct knowledge of smell, how it happens. Alright. So that is why footnote, Jayate iti Vigneyam. Alright. Then earlier we had completed up to this Vritti Vishayo Ekadeshas Tattvat Ghatagdanam Pratyakshapiti Uchyate. That part we will see more in details. First we will see the footnote. Shrotrendriyena Shabda Sakshatkara Samaye. At the time of Sakshatkara means direct knowledge. Pratyaksha Jnanam is otherwise called Sakshatkara. So we generally, when Sakshatkara word we hear, we always get excited. कुछ साक्षात्कार की बात कर रहे means something very unique, mystical experience. In Shastra, especially this Shastra which are dealing with the technical details, Sakshatkara simply means Pratyaksha Jnana. That's all. Direct knowledge is Sakshatkara. You are seeing me now, you have Sakshatkara. People say, when will have Sakshatkara? Now itself you have Sakshatkara. Seeing me, you have Sakshatkara. You are hearing my sound, you have Sakshatkara. So if somebody asks you, do you have Sakshatkara? Say yes. Don't say no. Yes. You have Sakshatkara. Even right now, he said, do you have Sakshatkara? Right now, yes. You can say all this. But who says, how is that? So then sometimes you have to give all details and person may be a little bit frustrated to know the details. Suppose he says, Sakshatkara, I mean this. Oh, that's all. That I also have. In fact, that's what I want to say. You also have Sakshatkara. Okay. Shrotrendriyena Shabda Sakshatkara Samaye. At the time of the direct perception of the sound with the help of the organ of hearing. What happens? He says, Shrotrendriya Dwara. Through the organ of hearing, ears, बहिर्निर्गतान्तःकरणस्य साभासा वृत्तिः दूरस्थं वा अन्तिकस्थं वा शब्दरूपं विषयं प्राप्य शब्द समानाकारतां भजते. So it is slightly different from what generally we talk about. Minor difference is there, fundamental difference is not there. Generally scientists will say, and even Nayayikas have got two nyaya. So according to one nyaya, the sound waves comes and goes to our eardrum. That is what we scientists scientifically say. Here it is said, our ears, subtle ears are going out. So that's what is said here. Shrotrendriya dwara means through Shrotrendriya. Ears are not going, the Antakaranam is going on. Shrotrendriya dwara, through the organ of hearing, Bahir Nirgata Antakaranasya, of the mind which has gone out. Nirgata means out, gone out, gone, and Bahi means out. Bahir Nirgata means gone out. Of the Antakarana which has gone out through the organ of hearing. Of that Antakarana, what is that? Sabhasa Vrittihi. The Vritti, the thought modification along with Chidabhasa. So the thought modification along with Chidabhasa of the Antakarana which has gone out through the organ of hearing. That must be the meaning of Vrittihi. Up to this Vritti has this much idea. That Vritti along with Abhasa, what does it do? Durastham va antikastham va shabda rupam vishayam prapya. This Antakarana Vritti having attained. Remember, this Antakarana Vritti is like a beam of a light. So that Antakarana Vritti having attained Vishayam, the object, in the form of Shabda, sound. So Sabhasa Antakarana Vritti having attained the object in the form of sound. What type of sound? Durastham va antikastham. It can be very far off. Durastham is far off, and antikastham is close by. So Antakarana attains the object in the form of sound. And Shabda Samanakaratam bhajate. Bhajate karta is what? Vritti. The Vritti, the state of Antakarana, attains Shabda Samanakarata, the status of having the shape similar to the shape of the sound. Shabdasya, Shabdena means Shabda Akarena, Samanaha Akaraha Yasya, that is Shabda Samanakara. Yasya sa Shabda Samanakara. Tasyaha bhava Shabda Samanakarata. Means the Vritti attains the shape of the sound or the attribute of the sound. Shape may not be very exact translation, the attribute of sound. Vritti attains the attribute similar to that of sound. Tada, that time, Antakarana Vritya, by the thought of the mind which has assumed the attribute of the sound, Shabda Nishtavaranam Nivartyate. The Avaranam, the veiling, obtaining in Shabda, means residing in Shabda. So the Avaranam which is related to Shabda, the sound. Here Shabda means not word, sound. Nivartyate is removed. So the Avaranam which is obtaining in Shabda, and Shabda means Shabda Avachidda Chaitanya also we can say that Shabda Nishtha Avaranam Nivartyate. Tat Chinnishta Bhasena Shabdaha Prakashyate. Tannishtha Bhasena. Tat refers to Vritti. Antakarana Vritti Nishtha Abhasena. By the Chidabhasa which is obtaining in that Vritti, Shabdaha Prakashyate. The sound is revealed. So by the Vritti which has gone out through the Shrotrendriya, removes the avaranam which is there related to Shabda. The avaranam which was covering sound, that is removed by Vritti. And by Chidabhasa, the sound is illumined. Illumined means what? Revealed. Not really light. Illumined means the light wise. Okay. Same thing we have to see at the Tvagendriya, etc. Slight difference. Tvagendriyena sparsha gunasya tadashraya ghatadi dravyasya cha sakshatkara samaye. At the time of the direct perception of sparsha guna, the quality of touch, and also the dravya, the substance such as pot, etc., which is the locus of that attribute. So tadashraya refers to sparsha guna. So at the time of direct perception of the quality of touch and also the substance or the material such as pot, etc., which is the locus or the support of that touch. By what? Tvagendriyena, through the organ of touch. See what it wants to say. This pot is there. Now I am touching the pot. So when I am touching the pot, so there is a direct perception of touch and also the direct perception of the ghata, which is the ashraya, the support of touch. The pot has got the sparsha guna, the quality of touch. The kathiniya means the hardness, softness, hot, cold. All these are these types of touch. So this quality which pot has, that pot also is cognized and also the guna sparsha is cognized. Yes. So the sparsha is that speciality in there. So sparsha gunasya tadashraya ghatadi dravyasya cha sakshatkara samaye. Because you cannot touch, only touch. Means you cannot perceive touch without the object which is touched. You cannot have. And therefore, this tadashraya ghatadi dravya also is sakshatkara. Alright. Sakshatkara sabaye antakarna vritti shariratmaka golakam vihaya na bahirgacchati. Golaka means physical counterpart. Physical counterpart of the organ is called golaka. For the tvacha, for the tactile organ, what is the golaka? The entire body. This is the speciality of Tvagendriya. That generally for every organ, golaka is fixed. Like eye golaka is only these sockets. Ear is this only. The organ of taste is only inside the mouth. Therefore, I can put here the sugar, I will not taste. Inside only. But the touch, organ of touch is all over the body. So that's why our body, we feel sensitive, is sentient. That covering is there. So touch. The touch is covering. Therefore, shariratmaka golakam. Antakarana vritti sparsendriyasya shariratmaka golakam vihaya. Having left the golaka, the physical counterpart in the form of the body, vihaya, having left, na bahi gacchati, does not go outside. So antakarana vritti, unlike this, in case of perceiving the form, unlike in case of perceiving the sound, for touch, it does not go outside. It remains in the antakarana vritti, remains in the shariratmaka golaka. Kintu, but even though it does not go out, but sharirashraya anyashraya va kriyeya shariratmaka golakena saha sambaddham ghatadi vishayam tadashrita mrudu kathinadi sparshancha sharir rupa golake vasthitva sabhasaha vrittihi vishayi karoti. So even though it doesn't go out, but still some operations, minimum operations required. Kintu, but sharirashraya kriya, by the activity obtaining in the body, like my hand goes to this pot, that is called sharirashraya kriya. So by the activity obtaining in the body, my hand goes to the pot, or Anyashreya, or something falls on me. I don't do anything. So I'm going and somebody pours water. I did not do. So it just fell on me. So that is called Anyashreya Kriya. By the activity of something else, it happened. Kriya शरीरात्मक गोलकेन सह संबद्धम घटादि विषयम, the object such as pot etc which is associated with shariratmaka golaka, the physical counterpart in the form of the body. So what it wants to say, how this tactile perception happen, either your body goes to the object of touch and gets associated, your body gets associated with the touch and the support of the touch, Ghatadi, or Ghatadi somebody throws on you. Chappal. Somebody throws chappal. Either you wear chappal or somebody throws chappal on you. Possible? Possible or not? Recently it happened. Possible. So here he says, Shariratmaka, but main thing what is what? Shariratmaka golakena saha sambaddham ghatadi vishaya. The object such as pot etc. which is associated with the physical counterpart in the form of the body. Then when that association between the ghatadi and the body happens, then tada, then what happens? Tadashrita mrudukatitadi sparshansha. So ghatadi vishaya and sparsha, the touch such as mrudu, soft, kathina, hard, adipadena, shita, ushna, sparsha, touch, which are tadashrita. Tad refers to ghatadi vishaya. So the touch which are obtaining in the objects such as pot etc. It goes with the vishayi karoti. So antakarana vritti sharir rupa golake eva sthitva sabhasaha vritti vishayi karoti. Sabhasa vritti means the vritti along with chidabhasa vishayi karoti, objectifies. What is the karma of objectifies? The ghatadi vishayam and sparshanscha. So the thought along with chidabhasa vishayi karoti objectifies the ghatadi object and also the touch which are obtaining in ghatadi. How? Sharir rupa golake eva sthitva, remaining in the golaka, this physical counterpart which is in the form of the body. So karta is what? Sabhasa vritti. Sabhasa vritti remaining in the body, which is the physical counterpart of the tactile organ, objectifies the ghatadi vishaya and sparshas. Tada, that time, vritya ghata adhyashrayasya tadashrita sparshadi gunasya cha avarana bhangaha jayate. So when the vritti is objectifying the object and the object base the touch, then vritya, by vritti, ghatadi ashrayasya avarana bhangaha jayate. The destruction of the veiling of ghatadi, pot etc., which is the support, and tadashrita sparsha the gunasya cha avarana bhanga. Both time avarana bhanga anvaya is there. So that time the destruction of the veiling of the quality such as sparsha etc. which are supported by ghatadi, jayate, is born. So what is said here? So when there is a contact between the golaka and vishaya, then antakarana vritti is remaining in the body alone without going outside. It objectifies that object pot and also the touch which is obtaining in the pot. And when it objectifies, that time what happens? Avarana bhanga, the destruction of avarana, the veiling of on the pot and veiling on the touch of the pot takes place. Jayate is born. And tannishta chidabhasena ghatadi vishaya tadgata sparshau prakashyete. And then chidabhasa, which is obtaining in that vritti, the vritti which is obtaining in the sharira golaka and which is now connected to the object, in that vritti chidabhasa is there, and by that chidabhasa ghatadi vishaya, the object such as pot, and tadgata sparsha, the touch which is obtaining in the pot, prakashyete, both are illumined. So by chidabhasa, ghata is illumined and the quality of ghata, sparsha, that also is illumined. So that is what sakshatkara. Sakshatkara of what? Ghata the vishaya and sparsha. अच्छा, थोड़ा अभी डाइनिंग का टाइम हो गया. सो रसनेन्द्रियेण मधुराम्ला आदि रस साक्षात्कार समये अंतःकरण वृत्ति जिह्वा रूप गोलकं विहाय न बहिः गच्छति. At the time, samaye, at the time of sakshatkara, direct experience also you can say, direct experience of rasa, taste. What are the taste? Madhura, sweet, amla, means sour. Adipadena, lavana, tikta, ashaya, all these are taste. So at the time of the direct perception of the taste such as sweet, sour, etc., rasanendriyena, with the help of the organ of taste, what happens? Antakrana vritti jihva rupa golakam vihaya na bahirgacchati. So antakrana vritti, the beam of antakrana, the thought of antakrana or the mode of antakrana, jihva rupa golakam vihaya, having left the physical counterpart in the form of tongue, na bahi gacchati, it does not go outside. So antakarana is spreading all over the body, so it does not go out. Kintu, but jihvaya rasatmaka vishaya sanyoga samaye, at the time of the contact of the objects in the form of taste, jihvaya with the tongue. So at the time of the contact between the tongue and the object, what is the object? Taste. Then what happens at that time? Jihva pravartita rasanendriya nishtha sabhasantahkarana vrittihi rasam vishayi karoti. Jihva pravarti. Jihva pravarti rasanendriya. Rasanendriya, the organ of taste which is obtaining in the tongue. See, there is a difference between tongue and rasanendriya. We generally say that rasanendriya means tongue. Tongue is not exactly rasanendriya. Tongue refers to the physical counterpart. Rasanendriya is a software like, is a sukshma sharira. So, jihva pravarti rasanendriya. So, organ of taste obtaining in the tongue. Pravarti means prakarshena vartate iti pravarti. Rasanendriya nishtha, obtaining in that rasanendriya nishtha sabhasantahkarana vritti, antahkarana vritti along with chidabhasa obtaining in rasanendriya, which is obtaining in the tongue, that antahkarana vritti rasam vishayi karoti, objectifies the taste. Tada vritya rasasya avarana bhangaha bhavati. At that time, by vritti, what type of vritti? The rasanendriya nishtha antakarana vritti. The antakarana vritti which is obtaining in the rasanendriya, by that vritti, avarana bhangaha, the destruction of the veiling of the rasa, taste, bhavati, takes place. Tastha chidabhasena madhuradi rasa visheshaha prakashyate. And the rasa visheshaha, particular taste like madhura, sweet, etc., prakashyate is revealed by what? Chidabhasa, by the reflected consciousness, which is tastha, which is obtaining in the vritti. So Chidabhasa, which is obtaining in the vritti, which is obtaining in the indriya, which is obtaining in the tongue. Dabba mein dabba hai. So, so by that Chidabhasa, the Madhuradi Rasa Visheshaha Prakashyate is illuminated. Well, let's see, these people, they have got commitment to this only. Therefore, they will enjoy. We feel that why all this? So, but in our mind, that sukshmata comes. That we take this knowledge for granted. But what all things involved? And all these details also help us to resolve our mind so that you can sit for Nididhyasanam without doubts. Otherwise, what will happen? You are doing Nididhyasan, all of a sudden this question comes. ये ज्ञान कैसे होता है? See, for this the Ghatapatadi, when I want to see the color, etc., the Antakarana goes out. But what about this? For that also Antakarana goes out. Maybe tongue has to go out and then come out. Something like so, so mind will have this all queries. So once you have listened to all this, then immediately answer is there. But question itself will not come. We have already settled the account. In fact, you can do Nididhyasanam well when you settle the account in all areas. In emotional area, in intellectual area, physical area, financial area, social area, all these areas, then only you can sit for Nididhyasanam. Otherwise, you know what will happen? During Nididhyasanam, you will be settling the account. How can you say like this? You should not have said. But what to do? I can't say anything. So, in Nididhyasanam, you will be doing this only. Because unless account is settled well, at least to very great extent. To what extent? To the extent that they don't come in meditation. Then only Nididhyasanam happens. People say, Swamiji, most of the people, I mean, not most, many people I have seen, they study little bit Shastra and they say, I think now I require only Nididhyasana. ये जल्दी आ जाता है. It requires a lot of clarity and a lot of settlement of the account. They will do in the name of Nididhyasanam, they sleep also and they do something. But real Nididhyasanam, effective Nididhyasanam happens only when that in Panchadashi, Shravana Tabhyam Avadharite. So when Atma Tattvam is well ascertained by Shravana and Manana, and we add this, when all accounts are relatively settled good enough, then Nididhyasanam happens. Therefore, all this description, if studied well, it will help us to settle the mind so that this doesn't come in Nididhyasanam. Some people say, Swamiji, earlier it was not coming, but after studying Vichar Sagar, it is coming. Therefore, you study Vichar Sagara well. That is the idea. Okay. Granendriyena Gandha Sakshatkara Samaye. Imagine, see, we are just studying, then we sometimes feel, oh my God, so much detail. They have to write. And write also, after thinking, they have to write. Because they have to see that Ati Vyapti, Avyapti, Asambhava, Dosha should not come. See how we said Ghatadi, Ashraya, Dravya, and Sparsha Guna, all this. So much they have to think. And then they write. So cooking में कितना time लगता है आपको? खाने में भी आपको you are feeling so tired. So imagine. So when eating itself you are feeling so tired. कितना खाना बनाया? Imagine how much they must have worked. Okay. So Granendriyena Gandha Sakshatkara Samaye. At the time of the direct perception of smell, with the help of the olfactory organ, Nasa Rupa Golakena Saha Gandhashraya Pushpadehe Tatsukshma Vayavasyava Sanyoge Nasagravarti Granendriya Nishtha Sabhasantakrana Vrittihi Pushpadi Dravyashrita Gandhamatram Vishayi Karoti. Alright. So what is said? Main sentence is this much. Sabhasantakrana Vrittihi Gandhamatram Vishayi Karoti. That is the main sentence. The Antakarana Vritti, the thought of the Antakarana along with Chidabhasa is objectifying Gandhamatram. Pushpadi Dravyashrita Gandhamatram. The smell alone it objectifies. But when it happens, he says, this Nasa Rupa Golakena Saha. Nasa means the nose. And Nasa Rupa Golaka, the physical counterpart in the form of our nostril. Gandhashraya Pushpadehe. Of these flower etc. which are the support of the Gandha, smell. Means there is a flower and you bring it to your nose. So Gandha Ashraya Pushpadehe Sanyoge. When there is a Sanyoga means contact. When there is a contact of the flower etc. which are the support of Gandha etc. and the contact of what? Contact of this Pushpadi. With what? Nasa Rupa Golakena. So when there is a contact of flower etc. with the physical counterpart nostril, in simple words, when there is a contact between the flower etc. and the nose. And he says it is not necessary that flower itself has to come. Tat sukshma avayavasya va. Or there is a contact between my nose and the subtle parts of Pushpadi, subtle parts of the flower. Sanyoge. So either flower itself will come or some fragrance, means some part of the flower comes. That's why one Swamiji told me, he gave me, he said, when from your body the smell of the soap is coming, means some part of the soap is there on your body. Otherwise it cannot come, because the smell is there, only the sukshma avayava. Small, these soap particles are remaining. So we think we have cleaned, full clean. The smell is coming, good smell. Still there is a small sukshma avaya. So either the object itself is contacted with the nose, or the subtle parts of that object are contacted with the nose. So when the contact between the flower or the parts of the flower with the nose, then Nasagravarti Granendriya Nishtha Sabhasantakrana Vritti. The thought modification along with Chidabhasa obtaining in the Granendriya, obtaining in not in the nose, in the olfactory organ they call it. Olfactory organ which is obtaining in the nose. So in the nose there is Granendriya, and in Granendriya there is a Vritti, Antakrana Vritti, and in that Antakrana Vritti Chidabhasa is there. Again we have to see all this full dabba is going, tiffin carrier like. Tiffin carrier is something dabba in dabba. Tiffin carrier is separate subject. Sometimes they do it. When 5-6 dabbas are there of different size, one in the other they put. Like that it is. So Nasagra Varti Granendriya Nishtha Sabhasantakrana Vritti. So Antakrana Vritti along with Chidabhasa obtaining in the organ of smelling, which is obtaining in the nose. Pushpadi Dravyashrita Gandhamatram Vishayi Karoti. Objectifies only the smell, which is supported by the substance such as flower, etc. By the word matra, what is the nisheda? Dravya. Means this vritti which is obtaining in Granendriya does not objectify the object itself. It will be objectifying only smell. Alright. Therefore, you cannot, from the smell, you cannot make out what is the color of the flower. What is the size of the flower? You cannot make out. Therefore, Gandha matram vishayi karoti, natu pushpadi dravyam. And not the substance itself. unlike touch. Tada, at that time means what? When the antakarana vritti is objectifying the gandha matram, tada, at that time, vritya, by the vritti, by the thought, which thought? The thought which is obtaining in granendriya, which is obtaining in the nose. By that vritti, gandhasya avaranam bhajyate. The veiling of the gandha, the veiling which was covering the smell, bhajyate. Bhajyate means is broken. The veiling is broken. And chidabhasena gandha prakashyate. By chidabhasa, the smell is revealed. Itham, in this manner, shrutra adindriya vishayanam pratyaksha kramaha vigneyaha. In this manner, the order of the direct perception of the objects of the indriya sense organs such as ears etc. vigneyaha should be understood. So in this manner the order of perception of the objects of order of perception of the objects of the indriya sense organs which are in the form of ears etc. So he has full exercise kara diya. So if you have studied well, then it is very clear that how this pratyaksha jnanam takes place. Okay. And here he refers to one deciding factor for pratyaksha jnanam. In technical language, it is called pratyakshatva prayojaka. Pratyakshatva prayojaka means the factor deciding directness of knowledge. The norm, the factor deciding the directness of the knowledge. Means on what basis we will call the knowledge to be direct knowledge. The basis, the norm for the directness of knowledge. On what basis we will call this knowledge pratyaksha, this knowledge paroksha? Because simple idea you have got, Swamiji, that when I hear the sound, it is a pratyaksha jnanam. When I taste this madhura, sweet, etc., it's a pratyaksha jnana. All right, but it will not be enough. Because what about sukha jnanam? Sukha jnanam is a pratyaksha jnana. We cannot say paroksha. If I say, are you happy? Samjay, I must be happy. Are you having some pain? Samjay, I think I must be having pain. Do you know? Don't say. If you say, then we are concerned about you. Because some other problem is there. So, you know it. Pain is there, you know it. Directly you know. No, Swamiji, I infer that I must be in pain because smile is not there. So you don't have you don't have to do anumanam. Directly you know. So for pratyakshadi, this sukha, the shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandha, it is clear. But sukha dukkhadi, yeah, indriya jnanam, it is not. Still it is not paroksha jnanam. So on what basis sukha jnanam will be called pratyaksha? That question comes. See, shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandha, you can say that this knowledge is obtained by the sense organs, therefore it is pratyaksha jnana. But sukha jnanam is not obtained by the organ. Which organ, you tell me? By which organ you experience sukha? No? You cannot say, Swamiji, I saw a good, very nice scene and therefore I become happy. So I experience happiness through the eyes. You cannot say. Why? Because eyes are not see, eyes can see only color. You tell me what is the color of happiness? Different people will say, even imagine what can be the color of. Some people, Swamiji, it must be white. Some people don't want it to be pink, Then we want to say happiness. Pink. What is the color of happiness? Happiness doesn't have color. And if it is color is there and it is physically manifesting, it is very good, no? ये तो लाल हो गया, बस खुश है. There is no such thing. So what I want to say that some knowledge is pratyaksha or not pratyaksha, means paroksha. What is the norm? That is discussed in Shastra, and that is called pratyakshatva prayojaka. And in the Vedanta Paribhasha that they have discussed this, pratyaksha prayojaka is, here let us put in this one only. Vritti Vishayoho Ekadeshasthatvad. Really speaking, Vritti Vishaya Ekatvam or Ekadeshasthatvam. Let us keep it. Vritti Vishaya Ekadeshasthatvam is Prayojaka. When Vritti and Vishaya, both of them are in one place, then it is a Pratyaksha Jnana. In case of Sukha, what happens? Sukhakara Vritti and Sukha, both are there in the same mind. Therefore, Sukha Jnanam will be called what? Pratyaksha Jnana. Why? Because the Vritti, Sukhakara Vritti and Sukhakara Vritti Vishaya Sukha, both of them are in Ekadesha. So, in simple language, this Vedanta Paribhasha language is what? Pramana Chaitanyasya Vishayavachinna Chaitanya Bhedaha Pratyakshatva Prayojaka. That is a little complicated, almost similar to this. They will say Pramana Chaitanyasya Vishayavachinna Chaitanya Abhedaha. That is called Pratyakshatva Prayojaka. Means when the Pramana, here Pramana refers to Antakarana Vritti. And they will talk in terms of Chaitanyam because Chaitanyam eva Jnanam, therefore Chaitanyam. But simple words, when Antakarana Vritti and Vishaya are in one place, then there is Pratyaksha Jnana. So in Sukhakara Vritti we can understand, and even in this Rasana, Rasanendriya, by Rasanendriya, Rasanubhava is there. So where is the Antakarana Vritti? In Rasanendriya. That's why we studied all this. Antakarana Vritti at that time, where is it? In Rasanendriya. And where is the object? Rasa? In Rasanendriya. Therefore, the object and Vritti are in the same place. And therefore, that Jnanam is Pratyaksha. Not because it is perceived by Rasanendriya, therefore Pratyaksha. But since the object and Vritti, both of them are in the same place, then that Jnanam will be called Pratyaksha. So the knowledge in which the Vritti and the object of knowledge, both of them are in the same place, then that knowledge is said to be Pratyaksha. Alright. Whereas in Paroksha, what happens? He explains. Up to this only we had seen. No footnote extra we saw. That's all. थोड़ा सब विषयों का अनुभव कर लिया हमने. श्रोत्र साक्षात्कार हो गया. श्रोत्र नहीं, शब्द साक्षात्कार. 5 साक्षात्कार हो गए आज इस क्लास में. So we did 5 साक्षात्काras. ये सबको तो एक भी नहीं होता है. So people don't get even 1 साक्षात्कार. We got 5 साक्षात्कार. Okay. Nice to see this way, you know. So we feel happy about studying. Otherwise बोले समझ आज का क्लास में कुछ हुआ नहीं. He said that today I had 5-fold साक्षात्कार. Not a small thing. अंतःकरण वृत्तिः यदा घटादि विषयैः सह सम्बन्धालाभात् बहिः निर्गमनाभावेन अंतरा एव घटाकारा भवति तदा जायमानं घटादि ज्ञानं परोक्ष ज्ञानम् इति उच्यते. When Antakarana Vritti, the thought of the mind, being like Vritti, Ghatadi Vishayi Saha, with the objects such as pot, etc. Sambandha Labhat, because of the non-attainment of the content. Means Antakarana Vritti and the objects could not have contact. Sambandha Labha means non-attainment of the content. So because of the non-attainment of the contact of Antakarana Vritti and Ghatadi Vishaya, then Bahirnigamana bhavena, without antakarana vritti going out. Bahirnirgamana means going out. Abhavena, because of the absence of going out. Antara eva ghatakara bhavati, becomes the of the object, becomes of the shape of the parts. Antara eva, inside alone. Suppose I say there is a dog outside or cat outside, because here cat more likely. So cat outside. Then did you get the knowledge or not? You trust my words, so there is a cat. So your mind became this, your vritti became this marjarakara, cat akara. Your antakarana vritti became cat akara, where remaining inside. It did not go there. You don't know where to go, because I am seeing this, where to go. Antakarana even doesn't know. Swami, front is saying, side is saying, you don't know. Therefore, it did not go outside. Your antakarana vritti did not go to the place where the cat is. That is what he said. Bahir nirgamana abhavena. But at the same time, your antakarana vritti became marjarakara. When I say there is a cat, do you understand something or not? You understand? Your mind assumed the form of a cat, because you have heard the word cat, you have seen the cat. So your antakarana becomes what? Marjarakara. But your antakarana did not go there. Is it clear? Tada, that time, jayamanam ghatadi gnanam, the knowledge of the pot, etc., which is born. Suppose I am keeping the pot here, where you cannot see, and I say there is a pot in my hand. So you have got the knowledge, but your antakarana has not touched the contact at this pot. So when there is a vishayakara vritti, but the vishayakara vritti has not contacted the object directly, then that jnanam is paroksha jnanam iti uchyate. Then the knowledge of that ghatadi is paroksha jnanam, indirect knowledge iti uchyate. See, yesterday they were showing this landing. Actually, they were not showing that the shuttle. They were showing only the image of that. So you get the image, you get the knowledge, landed. So that jnanam is a paroksha jnana. But we feel only pratyaya, directly so something. So they will be showing the image of the pot. So, sorry, when you are having the vritti which has got the shape of the pot, but vritti has not contacted the pot, then the knowledge is paroksha jnana. And ayam ghataha iti aparoksha jnanasya akaraha. The form of the direct knowledge is ayam ghataha. This is a pot. This will be the form, the format of aparoksha jnana, direct knowledge. You say this, you will use the word ayam, this pot, aparoksha jnanasya akara. Whereas what is the paroksha jnana akara? The form, the expression. In fact, here expression we can say. The expression of aparoksha jnanam is what? Ayam ghataha. Whereas ghataha asti, there is a pot. Saha ghataha, that pot somewhere. You are not seeing that pot because some sound came and therefore you say that pot. Itiva, either say that pot which is inferred by you, then it is paroksha jnanasya akara. Either you say pot is there, or that pot which I am not seeing, but there is that pot, is paroksha jnanasya akara, is the expression of indirect knowledge. Smriti api paroksha jnanam eva. The remembrance also is a paroksha jnanam only, indirect jnanam only. It is not anubhava, but it is a jnanam. There is a slight difference between jnanam and anubhava. Jnanam is a wider term. So, anubhava is a limited. So, jnanam, Smriti api paroksha jnanam eva. Smriti also is indirect jnanam, knowledge. Tathapi smriti, but smriti is anubhavahita samskara janya. Smriti is born of the samskara, the impressions which are brought about by experience. Whereas anumityadi paroksha jnanam, whereas the indirect knowledge such as inferential knowledge, pramana janyam, is born of pramana. Iti yan bhedaha, iti yan bhed. In this manner, this much difference is there. Therefore, smriti can be called jnanam, but it cannot be called prabha. Valid knowledge it cannot be called. Whereas the anumiti, inferential knowledge, if it is born by the defect-free anumanam, then that anumiti will be called what? Prama. Pramana janyam, pramana janya jnanam prama. And pramana janyam jnanam is not a prama. It can be jnanam, but not prama. Alright, iti bhedaha. See how much is refining our understanding. More we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.